It was a stormy Thanksgiving. We have a little family, so our family get-togethers are minuscule. It was my mother, my two sisters, our grandparents, and I for supper at my mother's home. My more established sister, Nancy, has been moved out for quite a long time. My more youthful sister, Jamie. I actually inhabit home with our mother. Our grandparents live 20 minutes away. Our father's side of the family all live in an alternate town. We were all assisting with cooking and such, and our grandmother was bringing over some food too. We generally do Thanksgiving supper at 6 sharp. Our grandparents showed up at like 5, or we needed to go out and assist them with strolling through the downpour up the front, go as far as ensure they didn't slip. It was genuinely terrible out once they were here. We put the football matchup on in the family room, and I sat with my grandparents and watched football with my granddad, who was a major cattle rustlers fan. My sisters were in the kitchen assisting my mother with the food the rainstorm made for a more agreeable and loosening up Thanksgiving evening. That is, from the beginning, when the time had come to set the table, I went to help. We were all at the table. By 6 gras, according to the typical, we had a Goliath choice of nourishment for the modest quantity of individuals. We were turkey leg of sheep potatoes, stuffing corn cranberry sauce, cornbread, and more food. I am presumably failing to remember. We were all at the table, eating, drinking wine, and talking before we moved to the lounge room where we as a whole watched the football matchup. Then at some point before the game finished, the doorbell rang. It was all the while pouring outside, and we weren't expecting any other person. Our mother said, "God help us, imagine a scenario in which that is your dad." Quick version, our folks don't talk. However, the possibility of our dad coming to shock us wasn't unimaginable. My mother advised me to go check what its identity was. So I went to the entryway and shouted through it, "Who is it yet?" The sound of the heavy storm on the front overhang overwhelmed a male's voice on the opposite side. So I opened the entryway with the tempest. Entryway actually shut and locked. There was a person of color on the opposite side of the entryway. He was in some huge downpour coat with the hood up. When I opened the entryway, he strolled nearer and hollered something through the entryway. I needed to request that he rehash it 2 times before I grasped him to request food, saying, "He's eager." Then he expressed something as per, "The ruler will give you great karma in the event that you spare some food." I said, "1 second." I went to the lounge and let my mother know there's a potential destitute or really hungry man requesting food at the front entryway. My mother said, "Close the entryway," while my grandmother said, "Give him some food." I said, "I'll make a little paper plate of nourishment for him from the extras." I went to the kitchen, got a lot of paper plates to represent the downpour outside, destroying them, and afterward sandwiched a portion of the extras along with them. Then I went to the front entryway, where the person was all the while standing. I held up the plate to show him, and he had a go at opening the entryway. I shouted, "Stand by, it's locked." Yet, I previously was careful. Now, after he had a go at opening the entryway, deplorably, I actually opened the entryway, and the subsequent, I began to push it open. He pulled it open with force and attempted pushing his direction through me. I right away tossed the food and kept him down, hollering for my sisters to come help me as Nancy came to assist with closing the entryway. I saw 2 additional folks hurrying up the front walkway to the entryway. I figured out how to push the man out to the point of clearing the entryway, and I assisted my sister with forcefully closing it. The subsequent, it was locked. I hurried to the terrace entryway to ensure it was locked. I was the main healthy man in the house, and I felt like it was on me to safeguard the house. My family was in hysterics as we were conceptualizing what to do. So amazingly, we made do with calling the police. My mother called while I continued onward from one window to another, looking external. It was difficult to see out through the heavy storm, however, through the patio window. I saw several men going through the grass to the secondary passage. I'd envisioned they had a go at opening the secondary passage and bombed. And afterward I saw them going through the grass again, back to the door, then they